my dear Aries. This is a love reading for you, where the person most on your mind will have their true thoughts and feelings revealed. By me, Queen of Cups Tarot. We'll also look into what they would tell you if they had the guts or respect to tell you the truth, with my new deck, the Brutally Honest Oracle cards. And in the end of this video, you will get a sneak peek of one of my members only Q&A video, so stick around for that. And this reading will be for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising Sign and Venus, Vedic or Tropical. For Aries, this will be a reading about what the person most on your mind are feeling for you and where their thoughts are at when it comes to you. Can often be a conflict between head and heart, and this will be revealed here together with the most likely action they will take when it comes to you and your relationship. I will also reveal what they would tell you if they dare to tell you the truth to your face. And for a cross-watcher, this reading will most likely be about where the Aries person's thoughts and feelings are at. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. And I usually read for the empath's side of the story. Also remember that the other person holds your shadow that you mirror out to the world so you can be able to see it. In the end, you need to use your own intuition and recognition to determine who is who in this general reading for you. And I will use the ANIMA MUNDI tarot for the readings part, and the Brutally Honest deck for the truth-telling parts. Yeah, okay. So, I will start shuffling the ANIMA MUNDI tarot. And when I open your deck here, I see the 8 of Wands with the 3 of Cups. So it seems like even if they kind of told you that they need more time to heal themselves, I'm seeing someone rushing in here to have a beautiful time with you. The 3 of Cups is a situation where we have fun. There can be social gatherings, so we are together with the kind of people that we love the most, that treasure the most, that makes life fun and worth living, basically. And 8 of Wands, it's we're in a hurry. We want to get there quickly. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light. And here we have the little bit of complication with the 4 of Cups, the little hermit crab there. And it's probably one part of this person wants to run towards you, and the other person is scared about the consequences, what will happen if they did so. Maybe you wouldn't welcome them, or maybe you wouldn't support them if they show vulnerability. So it's easier for them to stay in their little bit hibernating state there. Okay, so I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And here we have the Queen of Swords together with the 8 of Wands. So it's very likely that they put up a very tough exterior. See, tough. And maybe not say much at all with the Queen of Swords here. Can be cutting and very logic with their words. In this case, almost like they didn't have a heart. So I'm seeing this scene. Actually, why I say this is because I see this scene with, it's from some child's movie, I think, but it's a little bit brutal. It's a owl that's speaking to a mouse, and they are having this conversation, but when they are done having this conversation, the owl wants to eat the mouse. And the 6 elements, and we have the 10 of Cups together with the Queen of Swords. So there's a lot of love here. It's the eternal kind of love. I don't see the 10 of Cups often, but in this suit of readings here in the beginning of for the readings for 2021, January 2021 and forward, there's a lot of 10 of Cups coming. So it just wants to show you that there is love underneath this tough exterior. It's just that they have learned that this is paying off much better, and to kind of rather be the hunter than the prey. So that's probably your song. So I'll take a little note and write that down for you. So they rather show this tough, a little bit heartless exterior than telling the truth. So rather be the hunter than the prey. So for many of you cross watchers, as you will see, it can be Aries that's being the hunter instead of the prey here. Knight of Wands is usually not prey in the normal tarot because it's a go-getter. And but here it's depicted by the rabbit being kind of hunted by the Aries here. So, and this is probably how they feel. Like even if the Knight of Wands traditionally can be a little bit of a player kind of person. It's a person that wants adventure, wants fun, but it can shift what's fun. Today this is fun, next day this other thing is fun. And they feel like you are the hunter. And they rather be the hunter than the prey. So therefore they are putting up this tough exterior. Okay. So 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Aries viewers. So I want my dear Aries to have love in their life and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also would want you to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny and have creative success. Okay, so just going to tune in for a few seconds to you, but especially to the person most on your mind. So we can see their thoughts that they have when it comes to you and your relationship, their feelings towards you and their love for you, and also the most likely action they will take when it comes to you and your relationship. So people don't think that it's a problem when it comes from them. So when they act all tough, they know their own intentions. They know how they feel inside their heart. But what they don't know is how they are being perceived acting all tough. Okay. So this is their most likely action that they will take when it comes to you and your relationship. This is their feelings for you and the love that they have for you. And this is where their head are at when it comes to you and your relationship. And we have the hangman here. So it's some kind of sacrifice they need to do, probably of some kind of survival skill where they are protecting their ego from getting hurt or from even dying. The ego's death leave place for the soul's intake of the body, and this is what the hangman stands for. But here it usually comes with a lot of procrastination because people don't want to die, even if it's just the ego, the pride, things like this that dies. It still fights for its survival, the ego. So this is their feelings, and we have an Ace of Swords here. So it kind of shows what we have seen with the Queen of Swords, that they are trying to be very logic and they rather be the hunter than the prey. Okay. But they have had some kind of insight here when it comes to their emotions. So I guess that's good anyway. And this is their most likely action. And we have the Four of Swords here. So Four of Swords is also procrastination. It's a person that probably has a lot to say, but they don't have the energy, or they think that it's no use, or that they will have bad consequences if they say what they need to say. The card that comes before is the Three of Swords, so that's how I can tell that they have a lot they would want to say if they had the guts to say it, especially about how it feels and how they have. How they feel they feel like a victim, even if they are not the victim to you. They might have victimized you because they rather be the hunter than the prey, but something has led to this kind of behavior. And here we have what's on their mind. We have the Hangman and the Two of Cups. It's kind of what we saw in the beginning with the procrastination of the running towards you and having the best time ever. So they know that they are in love with you. It's not a mystery to them. And here we have the Queen of Cups, so showing also that they know that you are a very loving person that has a lot of love to offer, and that you are very empathic, and that you can kind of read into other people's feelings, and you can almost walk a mile in another person's shoes without really having to do that. You can just imagine it. So they have a lot of respect for you and a lot of love for you, and this is what they are thinking. But they're procrastinating. We can see this also both with the Hangman, but also with the Knight of Pentacles. They just know this. They kind of hold this in their little wolfy heart here, but they don't tell you. And again, because of the consequences, or because they don't know if this is the right time, right place, right person to put down the seed to the ground and start to build on their future. They might also feel like they don't have enough resources. The Knight of Pentacles is young when it comes to resources, so they might feel like they don't have enough money or enough social status or something else that makes them procrastinate. But here we have the Three of Wands. It comes in the near future. So they are planning to reach out to you. Maybe they just need to collect a lot of courage. Three of Wands is communication, and we had the Three of Cups before. All the trees are connected to the Empress, so it's about wanting to live life to its fullest and take part of what life has to offer. And here we have an Ace of Cups, so it's very likely, or they are planning to tell you that they love you, and it's very likely that they will do so in a near future. So in a time of 3 months, I think they have this is in the now, so January, maybe a bit into February, but then February, March, we see that this person has, they want to, at least, they're planning to. I can't say if they will be able to, because they are scared, and this is a big leap of faith for them. This would be a evolutionary quantum leap from their perspective, so it takes a lot of guts to do this, but they're planning to move forward towards you, because clearly they understand that they love you. Okay, so we have another message that will be for some of you, and this is that they are planning to date other people. So it can go like this as well, if they think that your relationship doesn't have a future for one reason or the other. But we will see more about this. This is in their heart, and instead of the Two of Cups, we have the Two of Swords. So they have disconnected themselves a little bit from the heart. This is Libra. This is also Libra energy. So it's a person just trying to stay in balance. They're trying to not get their heart racing or pumping really quick or getting really nervous. They're just trying to, soothe themselves down. Keep it cool. Keep it on the low here. And definitely they don't want to tell you what's in their heart. The moon here, it's what's in their subconscious, the kind of energies that pushing and pulling on them. You know, you can wake one morning and just feel dread because of something you dreamt during the night, for example. And this is how the moon is communicating with you, and might show you things where you are lying to yourself about how you feel, or things that you have tried to push down. So this person is actively trying to push these these feelings down. And it might be that they are a little bit stressed out because they might think that you will find someone new also, or that you already have, or you're about to. Because the trees are, they are natural resources. So it means that there's a lot to go around. It's overflowing, excessive, it's an overflow of love or opportunities. And so they feel a little bit it's important to come to you in the right time and tell you the things that they want to tell you in the right time. And they are scared to open their heart in the wrong time. Okay. And here we have the King of Swords. So the King of Swords comes underneath the Queen of Cups. So it's just showing it's fine for them if you stay open and vulnerable. They don't want to be like that. So they know that they love you. They know they have a great love in you, that you are a person that can offer love, and they want to offer love to you as well. But they're still too chicken, you know, to do that. Because the King of Swords is a person that plans everything, like 10 years into the future. And why man became like this, or how they come to be like this smart, was because of survival. So they're always trying to find a way to survive. Problem solving, problem solving, problem solving. And it's because we have this will to live, as we have also in the ego. The ego is there to see to that we survive. And if the ego becomes very large, we will only be about survival and not about what's really going on in our life. We will calculate everything from survival. And here it seems to be survival of potential heartbreak. We haven't seen the Three of Swords, but we have Two of Swords and Four of Swords. So I don't think this person is heartbroken. I haven't seen it just yet, but they are trying to avoid it, and they are planning a long time ahead in the future. So they are not really a great hero. A great hero is more considerate about you and your safety than themselves and their safety. And here we can see a person that's very guarded when it comes to their heart, and they are... they're enjoying you being open and vulnerable and loving, because that makes them feel safe, but not safe enough to tell you the same thing. So they're really some kind of chicken. Okay. And here we have the Eight of Swords, which is more procrastination. And it's things that have been told to them in the past, or things that have happened to them in the past that they are scared of repeating. They don't want that thing to happen to them again. So it's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, then it's my fault. And they are trying to store all these facts about how they can get fooled or played or heartbroken. And they're trying to live by these rules. And it makes them very entangled in all these rules for their life. So their heart doesn't have a room to express itself at all. Yes, hibernation, procrastination. And then we have a Two of Coins. It's the best we can get in this situation, I guess. And it's a slow forward movement where they will try different things and see if they can have success. So they will try basically new things and see if they can have success. But it's very like just, you know, peeked in the King of Swords is peeking outside the cave door. He has a bar for the cave door, and it's opening it a little bit and peeking out, and that's the Two of Coins. So it's still not very brave. Okay, it's still very, you think probably that you are like a saber-toothed tiger or something similar to that, and probably coming out with a sword like really high. And here we have a little Page of Pentacles. So they want to try something new. They want to try to be a better person, and try to learn something new when it comes to relationship, because it's so rewarding to be in a love relationship. But probably they have realized that they can't be in a love relationship if they don't give something. Maybe you told them so. That is a very big possibility. But I also heard the song here, I Want to Find Someone New. So it's very likely that they think that you have found someone new, and that they need to let you go, and that they need to find someone new as well. But what they really would want is for them to be courageous enough to take a chance and express themselves to you. But maybe that ship has already sailed, or at least in their belief, or in their very scared heart here. So they think they know something about this that might not at all be true, but they're trying to be very logic about this, and this is a very likely scenario because, you know, they are seeing everything 10 years into the future. So they have already seen you married and, you know, having children with someone else. And this is, of course, making them even more shaken. But I'm seeing hope for this person in the future, that they will at least try for love and try to open up for relationship. And it's very likely that it will be with you, or at least in 50% of the cases here. So this is their most likely action, because, you know, this is what's in their mind. In their mind, it's so easy. In their mind, they're kind of brave. Even if they are procrastinating, they have certain things they don't want to do, but they are ready to make the leap of faith, because they don't want to stay, you know, like a lonesome wolf the rest of their life. So they understand that they need to put in some effort, but their heart is very, very, very guarded. It's really still living in this cage or cave, however you want to see it. But they want to learn something new. They are ready to make a little bit of a bet, but it's just the Two of Pentacles and a Page of Pentacles. So it's very shy kind of bet. And that's, so their mind is actually a little bit more brave than their heart in this case. And it's because their heart is the thing that's in risk. It's being risked here. And when it comes to their plans, or what they plan to do, here in the past we have the Sun. So the Sun together with Ace of Swords, it shows that they had some kind of epiphany. So even if they didn't tell you, they knew that they loved you. And it's the highest card for love in the whole deck. It's soulmate kind of love. And it's also this realization. And it was a relief for them to have this realization. But it maybe didn't make them so much more courageous. It's just, oh, finally, at least I know if I love them or not. Because before, maybe their heart was so guarded that they even couldn't feel the love. Like this, Nine of Swords. So they had a lot of guilt here, because they saw how beautiful you had expressed yourself in the relationship and how shaken they were, and they had a lot of regrets. So this is what I can see here with the Nine of Swords. When they had this epiphany, it came also with a lot of regrets for what they didn't say or didn't do, or how they, okay. So I'm hearing another song. It's an old one. It's with Elvis Presley. See if I can see what song it is. I just hear his voice. So he's singing something, I guess I never told you. I'm so happy that you're mine. So happy. Okay, so I will put these songs in the description box for you, and they are a little bit like mini readings. They show you what the natural imagined dragons, it will show you how they feel, the fear that they feel, the rules that they live by. And I want to find someone new. It's their very shy plan, because they think that you have already found someone new, and it's better if they let you go, because they weren't such a good partner in the past anyway. So maybe it would be better for you to you know, find someone better or someone new. And then we have Elvis Presley, this song, I guess I never told you. I'm so happy that you're mine. So I'm thinking that they have a lot of regrets, and they had a lot of things that they wish to tell you, but we'll see how it goes with that. It's 2 against 1 here. 3 of Wands, communication. This is procrastination, and this is suffering from the procrastination. And here we have the Emperor. So the Emperor is actually, it's Aries energy. But here I feel like this is this person. Either you're a cross-watcher and looking at Aries or not. They are in the forest here. And they still have this kind of survival skill. They want to live in the top of this tree probably, to always stay very safe. But the Emperor is also, we have the chance of showing courage here. And we can see the Two of Cups, the King of Swords, and the Emperor. In the best of worlds, this person can have enough strength, at least here, to act like a grown-up. Okay, so we'll see where it goes with that. Knight of Swords, so maybe not so much a grown-up, we'll see. Knight of Swords, we have Aquarius here, Gemini, Gemini, and I think this is Gemini too. And then we have Libra, and so it's a lot of air signs here. It just shows that the person is living a lot up in their head. And then we have a Three of Swords. I think they will screw up, you know. They will say something that's not in their best interest to say, but it's in their old habit to say it. And that will make, you know, the little little squirrel here that felt the morning breeze and some hope of having love in their life is not going to have that, because they will screw up. The Knight of Swords sometimes always talk too much and say, you know, things that they later regret. But I think this person will make a leap of faith, but they will make the kind of leap of faith that make you become angry with them, because they will say some stupid thing that makes you feel like they are all both chicken and they're guarding themselves. They don't care about you. They are tossing you under the bus while trying to look safe. So, for example, they can do the courageous thing and reach out, but they might have some kind of excuse for it that will piss you off. Okay. So I don't think that this will go very well. That's what I'm seeing here, because the person, the kind of courage that they collect here is the I will rule, I will be kind of masculine, I will be the emperor, and I think that will piss you off, because you want them probably to come a little bit with their heart on their sleeve and show that they can be vulnerable too, because you don't want this kind of unequalness that's here. Okay, so I'm going to take cards for what they want to tell you. My surrounding didn't approve. The Eight of Swords is also a card about a person that have been conditioned to live by other people's rules. So they are listening a lot to what other people say because they are chicken. So this kind of chicken that we're talking about here, they love to hear scary stories because this gives them an adrenaline kick, and it also jump starts their survival skills, so they become even better on surviving. I can see this with my horses sometimes. Horses are prey, so they are eaten by predators, and they can run around, they can find something that they later run around and scare the other horses with, because they are practicing on becoming scared. And this person is listening to the surrounding when they tell these scary stories that you shouldn't be with this person because this and that will happen, or you won't have these kind of benefits, or that person, they are too self-sufficient, they will not need you, or you can see that they are coming from another class or religion or whatever, so it's never going to work out. And it tickles this person a little bit to listen to these stories. And they're also too chicken to make up the mind of their own. So they are also putting value into what these other people say. Even if the other people don't have to live their life, or don't have to live maybe without you when they have done stupid things that made you not wanting to be with them. For example, not taking your side in different situations with family and friends. Okay, so again, they prove themselves to be this chicken. And I was scared of hurting you. I'm thinking this is a little bit with the song, So You Want to Find Someone New. I'm thinking this is a little bit in the now, that they're also scared of, stomping in with their brutal kind of attitude and screwing it all up. And I'm seeing them doing exactly that. Usually the thing we're most scared of is what's going to happen. So they're probably right, but it's their fear that makes them behave like this. And it might be that they ended things with you in the past, or they didn't put enough effort into the relationship in the past because they didn't feel that they were a good match for you, and maybe that since they were planning 10 years ahead in the future, maybe they saw that 10 years ahead in the future you couldn't be together because of where their career was heading, or their plans for where they were supposed to live, or your age different, or the religion, or the view on getting kids or whatever. So they didn't want to also put too much effort into the relationship, or make you put too much effort into it, because they didn't feel like it had the possibility to survive in the long run. And let's see, I'm feeling this, but I'm feeling also these cards, but I will yes, they were a fool. I can agree with that. And they're still a little bit of fool, but they don't want to be. They are just you know, they don't know how to do this, because the Page of Pentacles shows a person that educates themselves, but they are a beginner in things. They are like on the first stage of learning something. And when we are like that, we usually do the things that we know. So they will behave in the way that they know how to behave. And that was the behavior you didn't like. And it's a little bit like edgy and acting all tough and not showing this vulnerability. I was never good enough for you. So this is something that has to do with their own self-esteem. We can see they don't have a good self-esteem, because if they would make problems small and themselves larger. But here they see they're making problems very big and themselves very small, like they need to live in this cage. That will make them read into things that you are saying and doing, like with a magnifying glass. So if you say, you are so hopeless, you can't show any kind of love, or you can't treat me equal in this relationship, so then they will feel like they are not good enough for you. So they don't get the point, you know, that this is simple things that they can change. They just feel, oh, there comes the critique, I'm not good enough for this person. So, and I want to marry you. That's what we saw in their mind, but this is just dreams, because they don't have the skills or the courage to back this up. I'm sorry that I took you for granted, and I think it's nice that they are telling that, because they really did. They let you be very vulnerable, but while themselves were wearing a little bit standoffish and protecting themselves. So they really threw you under the bus. And we are a bad match. And this is what they are seeing for this 10-year plan that they have. And in their, like, if there were no problems that they saw 10 years ahead, they would want to marry you. But they think that this relationship can't last forever, because for some reason you are a bad match. You know better why they have this reason. It's so many different things, and I have said a lot of different examples, but it can be so much more things to why they think you are a bad match. And so it's a split within this person, and it's not much to hope for, because they are such a hopeless beginner in this with love and relationships. It was important for me to be the provider. So not even, they weren't just the chicken, they wanted you to follow the chicken. Usually if we have identified someone as the chicken and someone that makes problem very big and themselves very small, we don't want that person to be in the leadership position. But this person also asked for the leadership position. So it's like if a crazy person comes and tell you a lot of things, and you're supposed to follow what this person is saying, even though they are crazy. So it doesn't add up. But this is important for their little self-esteem here to even if they are not tough at all, they kind of want you to behave like they are the toughest person in the town. Okay, and they want to have this role, but they are not worthy of this role. I can tell you already now. So, okay, we'll see what you are advised to do with this from the Romance Angels Oracle cards. So, an advice for my dear Aries, or the cross watcher for Aries, what they're supposed to do. Heart-to-heart conversation. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. I don't know how you can be able to come true to this person. But yes, we have a lot of trees here, Three of Swords, Three of Wands. This can be a heart-to-heart conversation, but it's not really the heart, because you know their heart is in the cage there. So they will act all tough, and you will show your heart. So it's and it's going to kill them in some way, because the thing, since you don't feel like you can get through to this person, you will probably be very clear. And you might have been very clear also in the past here. And that's going to, you know, almost kill them. But it's very hard when you have to deal with someone that doesn't listen to what you say. They only listen to their own fears. And you can say the same thing over and over. They won't hear this, what you have to say. But the divine thinks that it's a good idea to try. And then this is the advice I'm going to give you. Try to have a conversation with this person and tell them the truth. And even if you're not successful, maybe this truth, what you're telling them here, it's kind of breaking their heart a little bit. Let's say that they come with this stupid excuse for why you should meet up, for example, and you don't take that excuse because you want the real deal. And then maybe they need to feel that failure and survive that failure and see, oh, I actually survived and I still feel the same way. And maybe they can try in, 3 years, they can try again and do the same thing. And they will be better and better at it. Anyway, you will do them a favor with honestly discuss your feelings with one another. So there's an opening here with this person, but it's just that they are so closed in their old behavior that they're not really ready to make the full growing out a pair of wings of their own and become a grown-up. There's still this chicken that you have to kick out of the nest, and it will fly very not a little bit poorly, and probably have to climb up the tree again. So they don't have the full grown wings just yet, even if they are showing off for it here. Okay, so my dear Aries, I hope this helped. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel, and you can also become a member to my channel. You need to subscribe first, in other case you won't see the join button. And there's also a link in the description box for how you can join as a member. And thank you so much for being on this journey with me. I'm truly grateful for my wonderful, loving and supporting viewers. And now it's time for a sneak peek of one of my Q&A videos that I post for the members of my channel every Monday. It's not something special, it's a random clip, so I don't want to build up too high expectations with you. But the Q&As are for supportive members and above. And then I give out these kind of readings a couple of days ahead to my extended members. And they are also without ads at that point. So you can watch the readings ads free if you become an extended member. If you become a full member, you will have both the Q&As, these videos without ads, and you will also get mediumship training videos above else. Okay. So, going over to the Q&A. Bye for now. Time of Yule. In the olden times, it wasn't just one day, as today we are celebrating Yule in Sweden on the 24th of December. Most of the rest of the world is celebrating on the 25th. It also has to do with old traditions, why it was the 24th for here up in the north. It has to do with how we counted time. We actually counted time. The new day started when the sun set in the evening. So for us, the 24th was actually the 25th at that time. So, but the real Yule is starting at midwinter solstice. It's the time we should really start celebrating. And the time of Yule, it lasted for about a month.